A very good afternoon to all of you students. How are you all feeling?
So great.
Great. Anmol, you're feeling great? Everybody's feeling great
Yes,
about
sir.
themselves? Yes, Amog, Anmol, Varada and Medansh. How are you, Medansh?
Fine, sir.
All good? All good? Okay, I'm very happy. One second. Sri Charan, for some reason, is wanting to get admitted to the meeting. Just give us a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was just some confusion. Okay. Are you all feeling a little nervous? Because everybody before you all has said that they are a little nervous. Are you a little nervous?
Yes, sir. Slightly.
Slightly. Okay, we'll do our nervousness exercises even before I show the presentation. Everybody, let's wiggle our hands. Come on, come on, come on. Stop. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Feel the ease, feel the calm, feel the relaxation, and now get rid of the negativity by wiggling your hands again. Stop. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel calm, feel relaxed. And for the very last time, and this time with all the vigor you can, get rid of every single piece of negativity you have. Get rid of it. Throw it out. Throw it out. And stop. A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm sorry to keep you as well as everybody who's come to watch, specifically you on the live stream, waiting. Unfortunately or fortunately, we had two exciting quizzes that dragged down for slightly longer, and we had a couple of technical issues with a couple of students joining in the first couple of quizzes, which has pushed us slightly off schedule. In fact, it's going to probably push us 15 minutes off schedule even for the final quarterfinal, but that is completely fine. I believe that when we are having such exciting quizzes, all of this is perfectly cool. And now we move on to quarterfinal number 6 with our students. Ashi, if you could just a moment actually. In all this excitement, I've not even set up for quarterfinal 7. Give me one moment. And Ashi, in the meanwhile, could you please do the honors?
Yes, of course. We have Anmol Dhingra from Sun City School, Gurugram. Anmol, say hi. Hi. Your face. All right. Then we have Amog Anudeepak from Kanger Valley Academy, Raipur. Come on, Amog, say hi nicely. Okay.
Hey, hi, Baba. Say, unless you say hi, people will not be able to see you on the stream.
Hi.
Amog.
Okay. Then we have Varada Nair from City Pride School, Pune. Say hi, Varda. Okay. Hi. Then we have Medansh Mehta from Euro School, Airoli, Navi Mumbai. Say
hello.
Hi.
Hello.
4 students, 4 different cities spread across India, Mumbai, Pune, Raipur, and Gurgaon. And very happy to see all of you here. And I'm sure all of you are excited to be participating in quarterfinal number 7. Butterflies in the stomach are always going to be there. So very quickly, let's move on and inform everybody who's just joined us on the live stream. This is the All India Global Jigyasa Online Inter-School Quiz Contest. It's conducted by SkillSphere Education. We are a pan-India soft skill development organization that focuses on the development of a range of skills among students, right from public speaking to communication skills to general awareness and a bunch of other 21st century skills, including critical thinking, problem solving, lateral thinking. And we have a range of fun activities, games-based programs. We have activity-oriented, experientially oriented programs that are conducted for students right from grades 3 onwards to graduation for the development of these skills. As of today, since 2012, we have been associated with over 180 schools. We are associated with over 180 schools and 60,000 students across India. My name is Anansh Prasad. I am the quiz master for the All India Global Jigyasa Online Inter-School Quiz Contest, and I'm also the founder and managing director of SkillSphere Education. Here with me is the Senior Trainer and Training Systems Manager at SkillSphere Education, Ashi Chandalia. Okay, she's the Assistant Quiz Master who will be doing the scoring, fact-checking, and correcting me if I get overexcited wherein I forget something in sequence. All right, and we have 35 participating schools in this entire quiz. 15 cities, 105 participating students in all, the biggest quiz of its kind that has been conducted online. We have 3 sets of rounds that lead us up to the grand finale. We are getting closer and closer to the grand finale. We got done with the pre-quarterfinals rounds in which we had 105 students participating, 16 pre-quarterfinals in which we selected 2 students each. We selected 1 extra student from 1 pre-quarterfinal due to a small issue at my end. Okay, and there was a small mistake in technicality, so we actually just decided to take the 3rd student in as well. And in general, we have 33 students who are participating in the quarterfinals. We have, and each quarterfinal, we only select 1 student who goes into the semis. So we have selected the first 6 semi-finalists from the first 6 quarterfinals. This is the 7th quarterfinal where we'll be selecting 1 more student. And just to give you a little bit of a brief idea about the general rules for the All India Global Jigyasa Online Inter-School Quiz Contest, it is being conducted via Zoom. We'd like to thank Zoom for making it so much easier for students from across the country to participate against each other. We keep discussing it, Ashi, Pranjali, and all of us, Ursan, all of us at SkillsFuture Education. Thanks to Zoom, we have been able to conduct an inter-school quiz so seamlessly. And honestly, if we try to do this offline in any city, it would be way more complicated with all the travel and all the logistics involved for every school. So I think kudos goes out to the Zoom platform. As they say, you know, in every situation of peril, there is an opportunity, and we got this opportunity. We're very happy to do this via Zoom. This entire quiz is being streamed live on Facebook. We aren't streaming it live on YouTube. We have a small redirect link that gets you to Facebook because Zoom only allows us to stream on one platform at one point in time. Participating students have to be isolated at the venue. They are isolated. There is nobody else allowed around them. If I listen to any prompting or if I feel that there is substantial evidence of cheating, it might lead to disqualification. They are neither allowed to mute nor switch off their video in case of any situation during the quiz. This is once again to ensure there is no prompting or cheating. In case of disconnections or connectivity issues, we will try and adjust with the students. But honestly, if it's leading to a competitive advantage for one student over the other, we will really have to just let that pass. Okay, you will forfeit that question. We will not allow a competitive advantage. As the quiz master, my decision is final. All of you have been allowed to keep a cell phone in front of you for the simple reason that if you disconnect for any reason, we will be able to help you out. Fursan, who's the chief of admin, will be able to call you and help you rejoin the meeting. Do any of you have any questions or doubts? So we'll start off. The quarterfinals, as you know, they have been taking place yesterday on 13th of May and today, 14th of May 2020. And we have basically two different types of themes for the quarterfinals. They're either themed around math or music. This is quarterfinal number 7, which is actually themed around the format of music. Have you been watching the earlier quizzes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You all know the format. You all know how the format works, right? Of course, I'll explain it out to you in complete detail. And I would like to wish all the very best to all of you participants. Are you all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You all also wish me all the best.
All the best, sir.
All the best, sir.
Thank you. And ma'am also. Ma'am also needs your wishes.
All the best, ma'am.
All the best, ma'am. Best to all of you.
Okay, let's quickly start off. Quarterfinal number 1, the theme is mathematics. I'm sorry, the theme is quarterfinal number 7. We have made a mistake here. Honestly, there's so many quizzes, a couple of mistakes here and there. Our apologies. It's quarterfinal number 7, and the theme for quarterfinal number 7 is music. So we are going to see what is music to your ears. Let's see how you do well. The more music you create in this round, the more points you will get. And round number 1 is called 3-chord songs. So it is in fact often said that any song in the world can be played using 3 chords. Probably that's oversimplifying it, but yes, most songs in the world can be played over 3 chords. And in this particular round as well, in order to play music, in order to create music that will be music to your ears, where you'll get the most number of points possible, you have to try and play all 3 chords. So when I say play 3 chords, each one of you will be asked 2 direct questions. There are no negative marks for an incorrect answer. There is also no carry forward in this particular round. In each question, there are 3 unknowns, and these 3 unknowns are named after musical chords. For example, A major, B minor, C minor, F major, they might be named anything after the different chords in music. For each chord that you identify correctly, you get 10 points. So if there are 3 chords in a particular song, in a particular question, if there are 3 chords, if you identify even 1 chord, you'll get 10 points. If you identify 2 chords, you get 3 points. But as I said, most songs can be played on 3 chords, and the song in this round can also be played on 3 chords, because if you play 3 chords, it's music to your ears, you'll get 35 points. So instead of the maximum 30, you'll get 5 bonus points. So it becomes 35 points. 10 plus 10 plus 10. There is no carry forward, no negative points. These questions are long. So we'll give you 30 seconds for answering a question. By and large, time will not be a factor. Don't worry, I will cooperate with you on that. Okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, the order that we are following in this quiz is Anmol, Amog, Varada, and Medhansh. Anmol, Amog, Varada, and Medhansh. Okay. Very quickly, we're going to start off with the quiz, and we will start off with a sample question. I'm sure if you all have watched the earlier streams, you know this. A Major is the Field Marshal of India. A Major was the Chief of Army Staff during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1971. B Minor was appointed the Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Army in 1949 and retired from the Indian Army in 1953. After A Major, He was also given the honorary position of the Field Marshal of India. C Major is the second highest wartime gallantry award conferred on members of the armed forces. Can you identify these cords for me, please?
A major is no.
Anyone?
C major is Mahavir Chakra.
Okay. What about A Major and B Minor?
A major is Sam Krishna.
Very good, Varada. And what about B Minor?
I guess Karyappa.
Field Marshal K.M. Karyappa. Okay. Varada, can you say something? Can you say a whole sentence? I want to do a small mic check on you.
Hello?
Yes, say something. Say a full sentence.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. There's just a little bit of disturbance, but that's fine. Fursan, this can pass, right? This is fine, right? Fursan?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear him.
Okay, great. Fine. No worries. All right. Thanks, Varda. All right. Very quickly, we'll start off with question number 1. That's for Anmol. Anmol, let's quickly start off with your question. Question number 1 is, Britain's Prime Minister during World War II was A Major. He was hailed for his incredible leadership during the World War. At the same time, the President of the United States of America was B Minor. Both of these politicians are widely recognized for having won World War II against Germany's Adolf Hitler and Prime Minister Hideki Tojo of C Major. Can you identify these 3 cords who literally changed the world?
Sir, I think that A major is Winston Churchill,
Very good. Okay.
and then C major is Japan. I'm not sure with B major.
B Minor, you're not sure about B Minor?
I'm not sure with B minor, but I'm sure with C major that is Japan, and A major is Winston Churchill.
Okay, you have 5 seconds more. Would you like to give it a blank try? 5, 4, 3
Sir, George Bush.
is the incorrect answer. All right. Anybody? Amog has been raising his hand. Yes, Amog, do you want to answer this for us?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Well, it's not Theodore Roosevelt. It's actually Franklin Roosevelt.
Fine.
Okay, it's Franklin Roosevelt.
Sorry.
Okay, that's not a problem at all. But 20 points to you, Anmol. 20 points to you, Anmol, for correct answers in Japan and Winston Churchill. Okay, we'll move on to Amog. Amog, this is your direct question. Amog, Larry Ellison is the CEO of A Major, one of the biggest software companies in the world. He is one of the richest people in the world. He is also a part of the Giving Pledge, TGP, where he has pledged to donate 95% of his wealth to various causes. Bill Gates is also a member of TGP and is the founder of the largest private charitable foundation in the world, B Major. B Major is recognized across the world for its work in Africa to fight this deadly disease, that's C Major. It spread to humans from a type of chimpanzee in West Africa. Can you identify these 3 cords for me, please, Amog?
Larry Ellison is the CEO.
You have some time. You want to read through it again? You can read through it and see if you'd like to answer.
Chimpanzee in West Africa.
In 5, 4, 3,
Pass.
2, 1. Okay, passes. All right. Would anybody like to answer this?
Sir, I know B major is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
And what is C Major then?
Is it Ebola?
It's not Ebola. Actually, it's spread to humans from a type of chimpanzee in West Africa. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation does a lot of work with HIV/AIDS. And A Major is Oracle. Since we've been talking about all of these different firms, we thought we'll also mention Oracle. All right. Let's move on to Varada from City Pride. Varada, your question, all the best, Baba. Your question is this. Although Jainism was established before, A Major is widely considered as the founder of Jainism. It is definitely safe to say that he gave Jainism its current form. He is considered the 24th whatever dash in Jain tradition, 24th B Major in Jain tradition, that's a term. Another religion, C Major, can be traced back to the same period as that of A Major. Currently, the largest number of followers of C Major reside in the country, which is the largest oil importer in the world. Can you identify these cords?
Is A major Mahavir?
A Major is Mahavir. 10 points on that. Go ahead.
And is C major Buddha, Gautam Buddha.
C major you're saying is Gautam Buddha. I am sorry, honestly speaking, I cannot give you points for that because we are asking for the religion. What about B major?
I can't recollect the term or the answer.
I'm sorry, Varada, what are you saying?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
You don't know? Okay, you don't know. Okay, she's having slight connection issues, audio issues. Varda, don't change anything. This is possible. That's fine. You were right about C major, but we asked for the religion. That's why I said read the question. So Gautam Buddha is not the
Buddhism.
correct answer. It's Buddhism. You were right, Varda, but you had to say Buddhism, not Gautam Buddha. And what about B major?
Tirthankar. Tirthankar.
The Tirthankaras or the Tirthankars. B major was Tirthankar. But yes, Varda, don't worry. You end with 10 points at the end of question number 3. Let's move on to question number 4. It was Mahavir. You can also name him Vardhaman. Also call him. He's also called Vardhaman. Tirthankars and Buddhism. Okay. Let's move on to question number 4. A major was a very famous tag, and this is for Medhansh. A major was a very famous tagline for a campaign to eradicate polio in India. The ambassador for this campaign was B major. In 2009, 60% of all polio cases came from India. After a long fought battle, India was declared polio free in 2014, but this fight against polio was not fought by the government of India alone. The government was also held by this international organization C major, which works to improve the lives of children all across the world. Okay. Can you name A major, B major, C major, Medhansh?
Sir, B major is Amitabh Bachchan.
Very good.
C major is WHO.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is A major?
A major, I don't know.
Anybody? A major?
A major was Pulse Polio, B major was Amitabh Bachchan, C major is UNICEF.
Okay, C major is UNICEF. That was the correct answer. Medhansh gets 10 points, by the way, Ashi. He gets 10 points for answering Amitabh Bachchan correctly. A major is the tagline. So, do you all know the tagline for the...
Pulse Polio.
The tagline was Do Boond
दो
Zindagi
बूंद
Ke.
जिंदगी की.
Do Boond Zindagi Ke. And C major is UNICEF. It's not the World Health Organization. UNICEF is actually the organization that helps and works to improve specifically the lives of children, the UN agency. Okay, so 10 points to Medhansh. Now we'll go backwards. Medhansh, Baba, this is your direct question. All the best. Your question is, in these times when women across the world are excelling in every possible field, it would be unfair to not talk about these amazing women. B major received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1991 for a non-violent fight against the actions of the military in her country. So much so that she was referred to as one of the children of Gandhi's philosophy. She went on to become the state councillor of her country, C major. However, since she has come up, her country is called C major. However, since she has come to power, she has been accused of not speaking up against human rights atrocities on the people of the D major community, reportedly inflicted on them by the military in C major. Okay, C major is, I'm sorry, not blued by mistake. Can you identify these chords? B major, C major, D major. Medhansh.
B major, I think, is Malala Yousafzai. C major, I think, is Pakistan. And D major, I don't know.
I'm so sorry, you're actually on the wrong track. That's the wrong country. Does anybody know the answer to this? What if I told you that C major, the country is Myanmar? Will you be able to answer D major for me now? Anyone? Okay, it's the Rohingya Muslims. D major is the Rohingya Muslims of Myanmar who are being poorly treated. And this great lady, or at least somebody who was considered great till a while back, was Aung San Suu Kyi. Okay, Aung San Suu Kyi is what her name is. Aung Suu Kyi, if you just said that much also, that was good enough. So no worries, Medhansh, you have a lot of time to catch up, Baba. We'll come back to you. Okay, very quickly, we move on to Varada. Varada, your question is, the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh is a right-wing cultural organization in India. It does not fight elections. However, A major is the political party which is a representative of the RSS's ideology. The current Sarsang Chalak, the current Sarsang Chalak of RSS is B major, the chief basically, and the president of A major is C major. The post currently held by C major was previously held by political stalwarts like L.K. Advani and Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Can you name these gods? It's Varda's question. You have some time to read it.
This A major BJP.
A major is BJP, 10 points on A major. What about B major and C major?
Not sure about B major, but I guess C major might be Amit Shah.
What is C major? Amit Shah. C major is the incorrect answer. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm sorry, Varda. Anybody else wanting to answer this question for me? A major was, of course, the Bharatiya Janata Party. BJP, she was correct with it. But B major and C major, she was wrong. In fact, C major was covered, I think, in one of our earlier quizzes in some other context, in one of the pre-quarter finals.
Narendra Modi?
Not Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi is not the president of the BJP. He is the Prime Minister of India. The president of BJP is Jay Prakash Nada. And B major is Mohan Bhagwat, the chief of the RSS. Okay. So 10 points to Varada. Varada, we now move on to Amog. Amog, your direct question is this. The A major war is the longest war in the history of the USA. USA invaded this country in 2001 to drive out terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and Taliban. However, the war did not go as planned and is still continuing. B major was considered the deadliest commander of one of these terrorist organizations. USA managed to kill him in 2011 in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A major is the name of a country that has excellent relations with India. C major is the currency of A major. Can you name these gods?
A major, is it Iraq or Afghanistan?
I need one answer. How can you give me two answers?
Sorry. But I know B major is Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
And this should be A major, Iraq or Afghanistan.
I need an answer quickly, otherwise I'm going to take whatever you're giving. I'm going to pass that in 5, 4.
Afghanistan is A, B is Osama bin Laden, and C I don't know.
All right, I'll give it to you, Amog. I'll give it to you. That's 20 points to you because you were still indecisive and I asked you for a final answer and you still had time. You were still in the 30 seconds. You will get Afghanistan, 10 points in Afghanistan, and you also get 10 points on Osama bin Laden. Anybody knows what's the currency of Afghanistan?
So is it real?
No, it's actually one of the things that you'll feel very funny about. One of those things that make us feel very foolish. Okay, one of the things that make us feel a little silly. Okay, the currency of Afghanistan is the Afghani. Okay, that's what the currency of Afghanistan is called. Okay, but no worries. 20 points to you on that, Amog. Let's move on to Anmol.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Amog and Anmol, your names are tongue twisters for me. Anmol, because you're one after the other. Let's move on to Anmol. Anmol, your direct question is, Akbar was one of the greatest kings in Indian history. However, he did not have a very luxurious life initially. His father, A major, died when he was very young. A very prominent Hindustani classical musician, B major, and singer was a part of Akbar's court. He was also a part of Akbar's Navratnas. A major at one point in time in his life lost a lot of territories of his empire to C major, who is credited with building the Grand Trunk Road. Can you identify A, B, and C for me, Anmol? I'll give you time, you have time.
Where is one thing?
5, 4, 3, 2,
Sir, I don't know.
1. Okay, he doesn't know. He's past it. I will give Meranj.
A major is...
No, wait. Meranj.
Okay.
Meranj. Go ahead.
A major is Humayun, B major is Tansen, and C major is Sher Shah Suri.
That is correct. It's called the luck of the draw, Meranj. If that was your question, you would have ended up with 35 points. Well done, Meranj. Well done. Humayun, Tansen, and Sher Shah Suri are the correct answers. And with that, we come to an end of round number 1, an exciting round number 1, where I think things are quite close. I honestly don't know, so we are going to go ahead and check. Let me share my screen, and Ashi will inform us of what the scene is at the moment. 1 second. This is the current score I'm so sorry. I'm in the wrong quarterfinal. Yes, sorry. Don't worry. Baba. Relax, all cool. Yes.
Okay.
So what is the scene?
Yes, we have Anmol Dhingra from Sun City School, Gurugram with 20 points. Amog Anudeepak from Kanger Valley Academy, Raipur with 20 points. Varada Nair also from City Pride School, Pune with 20 points. And finally, we have Vedansh Mehta from Euro School, Airoli, Navi Mumbai with 10 points.
All right. So basically, nobody has given anything to each other. Everybody is on almost the same points. There's no difference. Honestly, this really doesn't matter when you'll actually see the next two rounds. You're basically almost all at the same score. Anyways, three of you are on the same score, and Vedansh is very close. So let's see what happens. At the end of round one, we don't know any clear decisive winner's name right now. So let's quickly move on to round two. One moment, please. Let me just move our presentation to round number two. And round number two is right here. Round number two is this. It's called musical compositions, everybody. Musical compositions are always very pleasing to the ear if they are good. Okay. And the better your musical composition is, the better the chances you'll have of scoring points in this round. Try and be the Ludwig van Beethoven or the Mozart or the A.R. Rahman of this quiz. Each participant will once again get 2 direct questions. Okay, so you get 2 direct questions. In each question, an image or a word will be shown. However, I don't want to know what is in the image or the word. I want you to frame a question which basically gives the image or the word as an answer. Okay. If you all are on the right track, this is slightly open-ended at times because there might be multiple questions that can be framed for one answer. If you all are on the right track, then I will definitely help you out with it. I will 100% help you out with it in the sense, not help you with the answer. I'll try and lead you to the framing of the question. But that only depends upon whether you're on the right track or not. If you're not on the right track, there is no help for this. Okay. It's in this round, you get, there's a small mistake in this presentation. Give me one moment. I need to correct the format. We made a small confusion here. Just one moment, please. There is a carry forward in this round and I'll just correct it. Just one moment, please. So that there is no confusion, let me get this clear. Okay, I am just actually revising the rules, just taking it from another presentation because there was a small mistake with this slide. I don't want that to affect the students. I can say this verbally, but it's better if it shows up on the slide. So I have just updated that. One moment. All right, so we are all set now. I'll just reshare my screen with everybody. And this is my reshared screen. So let me explain. Basically, what happens is that in this round, as I said, I explained out the entire concept of musical compositions, where you will get an image and you basically have to frame a question out which answers what is there in the image or word. Okay. The questions need to be, they cannot be so broad as, you know, what is the name of this human being? Okay, you have to be specific. If you're on the right track, I will help and guide you to reach the correct answer. If you're not, you know, I'll let it pass right there. It's plus 10 for a correct answer and it's plus 5 points for a carry forward question. Is everybody clear? Plus 10 for a correct answer and plus 5 points for a carry forward question. Ashi, just confirming, are you having internet issues, Ashi?
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm just changing some things. But you
Okay.
can carry forward. I'll just come back and I'll change.
Okay, no worries. So Ashi is just changing things around. In the meanwhile, she's of course taking scores and I am also simply working on this. I will also take your scores and I will show you a sample question right now. Can anybody frame the question for this answer?
Who is
Yes.
the current Chief Justice of
Who
India?
is the current Chief Justice of India?
Who's the current Chief Justice of India? S.A. Bobde is the correct answer. Okay, so that's basically
Sharad Arvind Bobde.
Sharad Arvind Bobde is the correct answer. At this point in time, Medhansh, since you're on 10 points in 4th place, we will start off with you and then we will follow the order that I have already set for the sequence. Okay, so Medhansh, this is your question. Question number 1.
Who is this famous scientist who wrote the theory of relativity?
That is correct. Well done to you. Well done. 10 points on this correct answer. That's 10 points to Medhansh. Ashi, are you around? Okay, Ashi is just changing things around. I'm going to be... Ashi,
Yes, yes.
you're here?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so that's 10 points to Medhansh. Medhansh got it right. This is the late great Albert Einstein, the famous physicist who gave us the theory of relativity, theory of the atomic bomb. You could have come up with a bunch of things, any theory, and I would have given you your points. That's 10 points to Medhansh. The next person who gets asked in sequence is Anmol. Anmol, your question is this. Actually, I'm so sorry. We are actually, yes, go ahead. Anyways, yes.
So shall I say the question?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Who is this famous entrepreneur?
Okay. Who is this famous entrepreneur? What is his name?
Sir, I'm not sure with the name.
Okay. Can you give me a little bit more information if he's the famous entrepreneur? I just thought that the image was not showing, but it is showing up. So we will definitely go ahead with the question. This famous entrepreneur, if you could tell me something about his company or what he does.
Sir, I think it's a digital company. It's
Okay.
related to digital.
But related to what in digital?
Sir, I'm not very sure with that.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Anmol. Honestly, it is not comprehensive enough for me to give you your 10 points. I'm going to have to move forward. I needed a little more detail. If you told me the name of the person or what he does, I would have definitely given you your points. Amog, do you know the answer?
No, sir.
Varada, do you know the answer?
No, sir.
Medhansh, do you know the answer?
No, sir.
Okay, this is actually Sal Khan or Salman Khan, the founder of the Khan Academy. Yes, an entrepreneur, a digital transformer who gives a lot of free lecture series online. He's a very popular person, just like probably Baiju Ravindran is today. Okay, that's the reason we have added him to the entire quiz. We move on to Amog. Amog, your direct question is this.
Who is the Chief Minister of Punjab? Current Chief Minister of Punjab.
Very quick, very correct. 10 points to you, Amog. Well done. 10 points to you, Amog. Well done. With that, we move on to Varada. Varada, your direct question is this. It is a currency note. Okay, it's a currency note. And just to give you a small hint in general, because I think that is missing out on this. This area is in an area called Sevastopol. Okay, it is in a disputed territory called Crimea or Crimea. Can you name this currency? I've given you a hint, this lighthouse type thing that you see here. Okay, now give me a basic question for this. In 5, 4.
What is the currency of in Nepal?
What is the currency of?
Nepal?
Is the incorrect answer. This moves on from Varada to Medhansh.
What does the Russian ruble look like?
What does the Russian ruble look like is the correct answer. Well done. 5 points to Medhansh. Well done. And we see a lot of good sportsmanship. We see somebody applauding Medhansh for the correct answer. Well done, Medhansh. That's 5 points to you. And now we move backwards. Varada, this question is for you. Okay. This is the monument of sunken ships. As I gave you another hint, I said it's in the area of Sevastopol in the disputed territory of Crimea. Crimea is a very disputed territory. Russian Federation has been vying for it. Let's move to question number 5. Varda, this is for you. And I need you to be specific. Yes, Varda.
What does the bald eagle look like?
What did you say? The bald eagle look like? Yes, that is correct. I know she's having connection issues, but we have caught the answer right. Yes, that is correct. What does the bald eagle look like? That is the absolute correct answer. This is the bald eagle. This is the eagle that you typically see as it's one of the 5 national symbols of USA. Okay, that is a correct answer. Well done, Varda. And with this, we move to 10 points to Varda. We move on to Amog. Amog, your direct question is this.
This is Garba. And how do I say this?
Okay, we're going to pass it on.
How does, sir, I know the
Amog, I'm
answer.
sorry. I'm sorry, Amog, you're not on the right track. Taking your time as well. You're on the wrong track, so we're going to pass it on. It passes on to Varda.
Yeah.
Yes, Varda?
What is the legend of Maharashtra look like?
What does Lezim of Maharashtra? That's Lezim taking place, not Garba. What does Lezim of Maharashtra look like is the correct answer. And hence Varda gets 5 points. Well done, Varda. You get 5 points for the answer Lezim, name a folk dance form of Maharashtra. Okay. Very quickly, we move from Amog to Anmol. Anmol, all the best. Your direct question is this. He's a famous businessman.
So I would say name a famous businessman who has bought up a very famous company.
And what is that company?
Sir, I think it is Reliance Industries.
That's incorrect. If you had answered that correctly, I would have helped you frame the question further. My apologies, Anmol. It passes on to Amog.
Name the founder of Mahindra Group.
Well, Mahindra Group is correct. I will give you the points. Typically, he's the chairman of the Mahindra Group. Since you actually came up with the Mahindra Group correctly, that is good enough. That is sufficient evidence of knowing some part of the answer. So 5 points. Wouldn't necessarily call him the founder though, but fair enough. That is close to the answer. You have kind of answered it to me. So 5 points to Amog for that. Okay. Let's move on to Medhansh. Medhansh, the last question of this round, which is your direct question, is this.
Who is this Chinese footballer who participates in FIFA?
Okay, I like the creativity with that answer, but that is the incorrect answer. It passes on to Anmol.
Sir, I would say name the famous footballer who has played in the FIFA League.
What FIFA League? We all know he's a footballer from this. Can you tell me the name of the footballer? I'll give you your points.
Sir, I don't know the name.
Okay. No worries. That was a broad answer, so I cannot entertain that. My apologies, Amog. We'll move on, Anmol. We'll move on to Amog.
Name that. What does the captain of the Indian football team look like? He's Sunil Chhetri.
Okay. I am in a little bit of a loss, honestly. I am actually not going to give you points for this. We'll move it on to Varda. Let's see what Varda says.
What does Baichung Bhutia look like?
What does Baichung Bhutia look like is the correct answer. That is the correct answer. This isn't Sunil Chhetri. He is a former captain of the Indian national football team. He's not the current captain. And since you said Sunil Chhetri as well, Amog, you weren't on the right track. So my apologies. I could not give you marks. It is actually Baichung Bhutia. He's not a Chinese who plays in the FIFA League. He's Baichung Bhutia, one of the greatest Indian footballers of all time. And he's retired at the moment. Okay. So that was the correct answer. And with this, we come to an end of round number 2. I'm sure there's been a lot of movement because anyway, we were so close, isn't it, Rashi? What are the scores right now?
Very close, of course. We have, So we have Anmol. Is it updated? Yeah.
Yes, it is updated.
Anmol Dhingra from Sun City School, Gurugram with 20 points. We have Amog Anu Deepak from Kangar Valley Academy, Raipur with 35 points. We have Varda Muding from City Pride School with 40 points. And finally, we have Medhansh Mehta from Euro School, Airoli, Navi Mumbai with 25 points.
So still there is absolutely nothing dividing any of y'all. Everything can change very quickly in the last round where you get a single question. Very interesting concept. We have carry forwards in the last round. So yes, at this point in time, Varda has moved quickly up into the lead, but any of you can easily catch up because it's hardly a 5-point differential among all of you. So very quickly, all the very best for round number 3. And before we go into round 3, a lot of people who are watching our stream and in general asked us to share more information about some of our other educational programs that we conduct. So as we had mentioned, SkillSphere Education is a soft skill development organization that focuses on the development of a range of essential soft skills. One among them is debating. We have something called the SkillSphere e-debate workshop that is being conducted for students of ages 11 years and above. This is something we are doing during the lockdown. Of course, we have our offline workshops, which are a lot more. And the e-debate workshop is for batches of only 5 to 7 students. That's what we take in a batch to make sure that there's maximum personalization and optimization of the Zoom interface. We have highly experienced debate trainers. It's a 4-day session of 1.5 hours each per day. Very effective online workshop where students learn the art of public speaking, the art of debating, the art of argumentation, and most importantly, they learn it through experiential methods where students are made to participate in debates on a daily basis. Progressively, they are taught different skills and they learn the art of participating in a range of competitive debating formats, right from the Frank Anthony style to the Bombay style to the Oxford style of debating as well. If you would like to enroll your child for a free session of this debate workshop, the e-debate workshop, please give us a call on 73041 26489. I repeat, 73041 26489. You can also give us a call on 98208 84414. I repeat, 98208 84414. All right. So that's a little piece of information which then moves us to round number 3, which is actually the most exciting. It's my favorite round in this entire theme of music. It's called glissando. Do any of you know what glissando is in music?
Yeah.
What is glissando?
It is when we slide our fingers from one note to the other and continuously keep going back and forth.
Yeah, it's like, if you see in a guitar, some people actually move like this. You know, those very, very, seasoned guitarists. I'm also a guitarist, but not as, professional to probably play glissandos perfectly well. Piano, yes. Trun, trun, they go like this. They move from one note to another. So similarly, in this round, you have the ability to actually slide. When I say slide, but you can slide only once. You cannot, glissando all the time. You can slide once. So you will be asked a direct question, only one direct question worth 15 points. Okay. If you do not know the answer to that direct question, you can say glissando, and you have to say this before answering the question. If you say glissando, then we'll move on to the new question. Okay. Glissando will automatically move you on to the new question. Okay. I'll replace the question for you, but now the catch is that you have to answer this question. The question is once again worth 15 points only, but if you do not answer the question, you will get minus 5 points. Okay. So on a glissando question, it's plus 15 or minus 5. An additional catch is now that irrespective of whether you glissando or not, let's say if you glissando, you go on to a new question. Whatever question is there, if you don't answer it correctly, it gets carried forward. And for a carry forward, you get plus 10. Okay. It's plus 10 points for a carry forward. Are all of you clear? No negative marking at all in this round unless you glissando. On the glissando question, if you pass or do not answer it correctly, it's minus 5. Clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Great. So this time, who is in 4th position right now, Ashi? Actually, we'll start off with the leader this time. Who's the leader?
Right now we have Varda leading the back.
Okay, we'll start off with Varda. Varda, your first question is this. And if you don't know, you can glissando. In honor of this former Indian Prime Minister, in honor of this former Indian Prime Minister's contributions, University of Cambridge gives out a scholarship every year for students who wish to study at this university. Can you name this former Prime Minister of India, who is also considered to be a revolutionary Indian economist? Varda.
Is the answer.
What is the answer? Pranab Mukherjee is the incorrect answer. Pranab Mukherjee is the incorrect answer. She's answered. I know she has a slightly spotty audio. If you qualify, Varda, we hope we can fix this. But that's the incorrect answer, Varda. It passes on to Medhansh.
Manmohan Singh
Is the correct answer. 10 points for Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh is the correct answer. I'll just show you all the glissando answer as well. The glissando question. This is just for fun. In 2006, Indian diplomat Shashi Tharoor contested the election for the post of the Secretary General of the United Nations, but lost by a narrow margin. Can you name the person he lost to? The person who became the Secretary General. The person is a South Korean. Anyone? You know? The answer is Ban Ki-moon. Okay, before the current Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Ban Ki-moon was the Secretary General. Very quickly, we'll move on to the next question. The next question is the direct question for Medhansh as per the order. We asked Vardha. So Medhansh, your direct question is, in 1991, India took the step of economic liberalization, which allowed liberalization, privatization, and globalization in India. Can you name the Prime Minister who took this decision?
Sir, is it Manmohan Singh?
I am so sorry. Manmohan Singh was not the Prime Minister back then. Manmohan Singh was in fact the Finance Minister of India back then. It moves on to Anmol.
Sir, is it Indira Gandhi?
Was not alive, unfortunately, back then. She had been assassinated prior to that. Amog?
Sir, Atal Bihari Vajpayee?
Was not the Prime Minister back then. He actually became the Prime Minister for a short period of, I think, just 14 or 15 days, but 2-3 years after this. Barada?
Is it Rajiv Gandhi?
Was unfortunately assassinated just before this Prime Minister. A while back before this Prime Minister. The answer is P.V. Narasimha Rao. Okay, P.V. Narasimha Rao is the correct answer. Okay, I'll quickly ask you all the Glissando question also just for your reference. Bhopal gas tragedy, which took place in 1984, killed and injured thousands of people over time. This happened because of a gas leak at a nearby pesticide manufacturing plant. Methyl isocyanate leaked from the plant. Do you know the name of the pesticide plant or the company that ran it? It's a free question for everybody. Anyone? The answer is Union Carbide. Union Carbide India Limited. Okay. The worst tragedy, industrial tragedy of modern day history is what the Bhopal gas tragedy is believed to be. Okay. Let's quickly move on to Anmol. Anmol Baba, your direct question is this. This great Indian scientist was the first to prove that plants and trees have life. Earlier, this fact was not acknowledged. He did this with the help of his invention, a crescograph. Can you name him? He shares his last name with a famous Indian freedom fighter.
So this is Jagdish Chandra Bose.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Very quick, very prompt. 15 points to you, Anmol. Well done. It's Jagdish Chandra Bose. Well done. Invented the crescograph. Glissando question for everybody's reference. This famous inventor is known for designing the alternating current electrical system, which powers almost all electrical systems across the world. Can you name this inventor? A unit of magnetic flux density is also named after him. He also shares his name with a very famous company today. Yes, Medhansh?
Sir, is this Michael Faraday?
It's not Faraday. Anyone else? Want to give it a try? It's random. Tesla. Nikola Tesla.
Ah.
Okay. Now we come to the last question of this quiz, which is for Amog. I don't know how things will change at the end of this question. Let's see what the question's answer will be. Amog, India's longest railway tunnel lies in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. It is roughly 11 kilometers long and was inaugurated in 2013. Can you name this tunnel?
Sir,
Okay,
Glissando.
Okay, Glissando, very sure? Okay, the Glissando, so that question gets replaced. And it's a Pir Panjal railway tunnel, the Pir Panjal ranges, Pir Panjal railway tunnel. And your Glissando question is, Article 370 abrogated last year applied to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. It basically provided special status to the state. It was signed
Raja Hari Singh.
It was signed in 1947 by the Maharaja of the state, making Jammu and Kashmir a part of India. Can you name the Maharaja? And Amog went on and answered this even before I could finish the answer. Finish the question. And boy, was he correct. He definitely knew the answer. The answer is Maharaja Hari Singh. Well done. 15 points to you, Amog. And honestly, I have no idea of what's happened. Ashi, what is the status with this entire quiz?
Honestly, I'm having so much fun right now. Just seeing how things have turned in a second. So
Okay.
we can share the scores now.
I can share the scores. Are we ready? And the scores are as follows. We have Medhansh and Anmol from Sun City School, Gurugram, in joint third place with 35 points. Give them a round of applause, please. Everybody, give them a round of applause. Well done. This was honestly one of the closest quizzes that we have had since the start of the quarterfinals. Very well done. A few things here and there went astray. Otherwise, you all could have probably been in the lead as well. Well done, Anmol. Well done, Medhansh. After that, We had, in fact, with Anmol, little more specificity with answering the questions that were asked you would have probably given you those required marks. Medansh, in your case, you kind of started off little slowly. That's where you probably lost out, but well done, Medansh. You knew a lot of the other answers. Very great students. And as I said, this is just the beginning of your quiz careers. You have a long time to go. You have a very long way to go, and I'm sure you'll go places. Okay, just keep up the good work, keep calm, keep composed, and congratulations to your school, your parents, your friends, your relatives, everybody who's a source of inspiration, and most importantly to you all for having qualified for the quarterfinals of such a difficult quiz. Varada ends up as the runners-up, and this actually I think changed on the last question, is it, Ashi? The last question's answer with 15 points. Amog, doing a smart glissando, actually got Amog to actually win this quiz. Varada, you were the runners-up for, or the runners-up for this quiz, leading the quiz till the last question. Well done. Give her a huge round of applause. Well done, Baba. Well done. In spite of the audio connections, Varda participated the best way possible. And in fact, all of you all come from very, very wonderful schools. Anmol, I have huge respect for Rupa ma'am and for everything that she does. And I'm very happy that she has sent you here. And I'm sure she'll be very proud of you and your performance and the way you have carried yourself off. The same for Medansh. Sudeshna ma'am is a mentor to us at Skillsphere Education in so many ways. Geeta ma'am is a mentor to us as well. They're very kind, very supportive, and I know how they push you all, for these things, how they encourage you all, and I'm sure they'll be very proud with your performance. Well done to you as well, Medansh. Very bright boy, very sweet boy. I'm very happy with the way you all have gone about things. Varada, we know Aditi ma'am, we are very close to City Pride as well in different ways, and how, she's always a constant source of support, encouragement, and always, giving us different pointers at different points in time. So I'm very happy, Varda, with your performance. Sometimes that one question here and there can change something, and that's what happened in a quiz as well. So well done, Varda. Congratulations to you. Do not be disheartened. These things happen. It is part and parcel of life. But you are a very good student. Very, very well done to reach so far and finish off as a runners-up in this quarterfinal. And finally, we come to Amog, who kept his school. Very excited student. Couple of times answered very quickly. Made a couple of mistakes here and there as a result as well. But yes, he did maintain his calm and composure to go ahead and take the risk of a glissando, because probably that was the only way he could win the quiz. And he answered the glissando question correctly, Maharaja Hari Singh, which ended up in him winning the quiz with 50 points. Big round of applause to Amog. Okay, congratulations to you, Amog. Well done. From a great school as well, Kangar Valley Academy, Mohanty Sir School, wonderful school. Wonderful students, and I'm glad you have been able to qualify for the semi-finals. So all of you are from wonderful schools and are from great families, I'm sure, who really support you to do what you're doing. Very quickly, before we end this quiz, just sharing a few more pieces of information as we always do for all our live streamers. So in fact, we have just shared the scores of the third quarterfinal. I will very quickly just share a little bit of more information for all those people who have just joined us for the first time today. So we have something called the Global Jigyasa Weekly Current Affairs Quiz that we conduct every Sunday. It is a great way to keep abreast with the global affairs of the world, global as well as current affairs. 10 questions, 4 options always, out of which 1 is correct. And basically the Global Jigyasa Weekly Current Affairs Quiz has information about what has happened in the particular week. If you attempt that quiz, it becomes like a weekly news bulletin. It is attempted by over 50 to 60,000 students and adults all across India. If you would like to receive it, if you would like to be added to our subscriber list, we only know user number. Honestly, we don't even know who you are. If you have your number, it gets added to a subscribers list and you get the quiz WhatsApp to you every Sunday, okay, on that number. So if you'd like to receive the quiz, SMS the word subscribe to +91 99871 34522. I repeat, SMS or WhatsApp the word subscribe to 99871 34522. Okay. Moving on, we are also very excited to inform you about our Global Jigyasa app, which will be released in June 2020. That is another exciting free initiative that we have come up with. It will give you all information, it will give you daily news bulletins and daily quizzes with 5 questions each, which will keep you abreast with what has taken place in the world on a particular day. We will of course have the Sunday quizzes taking place as well. If you follow us on Instagram or on Facebook or subscribe to the Global Jigyasa quiz, you will automatically be updated about this as well. And lastly, before we end quarterfinal number 7, I would like to inform all of you about the Skillsphere e-quiz workshop, which is an online workshop that we are conducting during the lockdown. It is an interactive online general knowledge session-based workshop, which has 5 sessions of 1.5 hours each. And each session we discuss different issues related to the world. We discuss sports, we discuss fine arts, we discuss India, we discuss inventions, discoveries, a plethora of interesting discussions, with each session ending in a quiz in a different format. We teach students the art of thinking, quizzing, and more than sharing information, we spread jigyasa, which is the curiosity to learn about the world. As facilitators today, with all the information available on so many sources, all we are trying to do is point students in the correct direction. All right, so if you're interested in registering your child, it's only for students of 10 to 13 years old. If you are interested in registering your child, or if you'd like to register for a demo session, please do call us on 73042 77730. I repeat, 73042 77730. You can also call us on 88506 32323. I repeat, 88506 32323. And with all those pieces of information, we are now done with the quarterfinal number 7,